believe in God heavy, don't you?
Let me tell you, man, I every morning I wake up, the first thing I do, I give God all the praise because I know without him, there's no way I could be where I am in life. And secondly, no one can do things on their own.
So listen, you always knew you wanted to have different buckets.
Always known that I wanted to be a soldier, a police officer, a police chief, a judge, and a prosecutor.
What made you say, I want to put up the badge now, put on the cape and be a judge?
My dad always said that nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. And I've been woke ever since.
The craziest thing that you defended?
I represented an Uber driver who killed his customer. Every time that the victim walked away, he came back because they were having an exchange of words. See the victim go in his pocket as if he was going in for a weapon. My client shot through the passenger window and killed him and took off.
Man, I heard you say, my wife at the time.
Yeah, I cheated on my wife, so she divorced me, but we were best friends for the 25 years we were divorced, and she died in February of this year.
Welcome to another episode of the Living Proof Podcast, where we bring proof. People that got proof, people that save people in the courtroom, people that, listen, when they come in, they real jazzy, they real fly. They saying, hey, listen, you coming home today. You hired somebody who was real fly and a lawyer, man. Today, I got somebody special for y'all, man. Straight out here, he always looking fly, always looking jazzy. He be singing, he rides the fly whips. Today, I got my guy, the fly lawyer in the building. How we feeling today?
My God, I'm him. It's so nice to be here. It's great to be here in the Baltimore, D.C. area.
Okay.
I came up last night to the Chris Brown and Usher concert, and man, it was an amazing concert. But I'm so honored to get a chance to be on the Living Proof Podcast. Man, I could not wait to get here.
Absolutely, man. What you do last night? Was it a show or was it a show?
Let me tell you.
They were showing off.
Chris Brown and Usher, man, when they kept switching up, coming out one at a time. And then they came out together several times. Man, the women were going crazy. That's why I came. The women were going crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The fly lawyer, that's what you're into.
That's right.
They was on the fly lawyer. Anybody check you out?
I came to see Chris and Usher. But the ladies in the house, man, when they saw how fly I was, they was like, wait a minute, I know you from TikTok. I know you from Instagram. And all I said, ma'am, I'm him.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this, though. You went by yourself?
No, I went with my clothing designer and his wife, Miguel Wilson and Chancey.
Okay.
Because every morning I wake up, I put on something new by Miguel Wilson Collection.
Okay. Shout out to Miguel straight out of D.C. Got
Absolutely.
A boutique in Atlanta, too.
That is correct.
I know them brothers, man. They be putting on. That's good. So I want to dive into it today. I see you always fly. I seen that hat before.
Yes, in fact,
Keith James.
Keith James, and I'm his ambassador as well.
You his ambassador.
Absolutely.
Man, you a fly man.
You know,
you always was fly, man.
You know, I used to be just a lawyer until I became fly, and so fly means, you know, not only am I the best lawyer in the state of Georgia, but I'm also the best dressed lawyer in the state of Georgia. So my legal name, I went to court and changed my name to the fly lawyer. So when I go to court, the judges will say the defendant is represented by the fly lawyer. And then when the jury see how fly I am, they've never seen a lawyer this fly, so they're like, oh, wait a minute, I believe it, so I get a leg up on the jury.
I hear that, man. We got to rewind it all the way back, man. Where you from?
I'm from the ATL, my guy.
You from born and raised in the ATL?
In the ATL, after high school, I spent 3 years in the Army as a paratrooper.
Okay.
Had a great time jumping out of airplanes. And after that, I joined the Atlanta Police Department. I was a police officer for almost 7 years.
Okay.
I got my undergrad and my master's while I was on the police department from Brenau University in Gainesville, Georgia.
Okay.
And then once I got my master's, I went out to Texas Southern Thurgood Marshall School of Law in Houston, Texas.
Oh, check this out. I know you've been watching this episode, and listen, I know it's been going crazy, right? But I had to stop the episode real quick because I'm here to tell you, like, I don't know if you see me in a different space, but I don't know if you really know that I'm the #1 person in America that's teaching people how to take their vehicle and go make money. Like, the first thing I do is I teach you how to get on delivery apps. That way you have money on your phone. The second thing I do is I teach you how to get local delivery contracts right in your city, right in your county, right in your state. And then the third thing I teach you how to do is go ahead and subcontract. So now you can go ahead and get national contracts, sub them out, not physically doing the work. So I'm telling you right now, I got a link below. I'm having a class this week. It will be 100% free because you are watching this. I need you to go check it out. It is right below www www.couriermasterclass.com. Listen, I need you to go ahead and register because I'm telling you right now, my classes always fill up and I got a free spot just for you. So go ahead to www.couriermasterclass.com. I see you in class. Let's get it. So you just stayed in the South.
Absolutely.
So what you doing up here, man, in D.C. at the concert?
You know,
man?
I had to come up, man. You know
what's crazy? I'm actually in November. I'm going down to Atlanta. Yeah. I'm like, listen, I don't want to see them up here.
That's right.
I'm going down to the A. I got to see what's going on.
And that's why I saw them here, but I'm also going to see them in the ATL because, you know, the ATL music is a little different.
Nah, it's a lot of different.
They bring out T.I., you know, they bring out, you know, just a number of people. Young Dro, you know, so all those guys are my friends. So I'm really looking forward to being there in the ATL as well.
That's good, man. So when you was growing up, man, what was your ideal job? Like, what did you want to do? I know it was something. Like, did you always want to be a lawyer? Doesn't seem like it.
You know, it's amazing. Since about the 7th grade, I always knew what I was going to do in life.
Okay.
And what I did, I met people that had different careers, and I said, I want to do this, 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 and this. So I've always known that I wanted to be a soldier, a police officer, a police chief, a judge, and a prosecutor. So I've done all of that. In fact, Georgia has been around, if I'm correct, maybe 240-something years. And I'm the only lawyer in the history of Georgia that's ever been a police officer, a police chief, a municipal court judge, a state court judge, a superior court judge, and prosecutor. I'm hoping that someone will come after me, but I highly doubt it because I'm him.
You him, not them. Oh, man.
That's right.
That's what's going on, man. So listen, you always knew you wanted to have different buckets.
Yes.
How was your parents, man, growing up? What was your parents like? We need to dive into that.
I was raised in a single mother household, but my father was always there. He lived in Philadelphia, but always in my life, he came to all my graduations, my wedding, you know, all of that. But my mom raised me, and man, let me tell you, she was just an amazing mother.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You got to dive into that because it ain't too many cats that's like you, man. Like, so many hats, so many professions. But then you said, I got to put that stuff on. Now you're just saying I'm him. Like,
absolutely.
How was that growing up, single mom in the South? What was she instilling in you? How was that relationship?
You know, it's amazing. I didn't even know I was poor, to be honest with you.
For real?
Because my mom was always so positive. And that's why between my mom and my dad, they always were very positive. For an example, you know, when my mother woke up in the morning, I said, Mom, how's your day? She said, it's just a blessing to be alive. And so that was instilled in me. And my dad always said that when I was about, I would probably say the 7th grade, he said, nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. And I've been woke ever since.
I like that, man.
Absolutely.
How did that, like me growing up with a single mom, I felt like it made me emotionally unbalanced when I got older. I didn't realize what it was to be a man. And I know your pops was there, but he, like, Philly and Atlanta, he can't just come.
No.
Like, hey, I need you right there.
You're absolutely
so
right.
So how did that grow up? Like me, I had to learn as a man to control my emotions, to not lash out, to not do things, and really have emotional intelligence at an older age, right?
Absolutely.
Me, I was getting into a lot of fights and a lot of scuffles because I was raised by a woman, because I seen that high emotion, and now it embedded into me.
Makes sense.
So how was that growing up in that household?
The starting point was when I went in the Army at 17 years old.
17.
The Army turned boys into men. So it was that military training, and then the Atlanta Police Department, when I joined the Atlanta Police Department when I was 20 years old. So those two careers made you grow up right away. So in my household with my mother, you know, I just didn't know anything but positivity. But the military and the police department is what turned me into a man.
That sounds about right, because I'm like, I don't know how you did it, to fly lawyer, like them single moms. And I see kids now today, they be like, I coach football and things. I was like, all right, he's raised by a single mom. He needs that man in his life. But you been in the Army, did anybody say something like, come on, Jackie, man, you acting soft right now. We need to go.
No, it's something about the moment I went to basic training, then I went to Army Airborne School. And Army Airborne School, you know, you just got to man up. And so I've been very fortunate. So then when I joined the police department, you know, you've got foot chases, car chases. You're dealing with potentially real criminals that could take your life. So you have to be strong to deal with those. You're dealing with armed robberies, rapes, kidnappings. So I think now as a lawyer and the time I served as a judge, since I have seen it all, it was a continuation. Not that I'm immune to those feelings. It's just that I'm able to handle it and not let it affect me. And that's why I work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but after 5 p.m. during the week and on weekends, I party. I've been doing that for over 34 years as a lawyer and a judge.
So you party?
Yes, I don't do any work on weekends and after hours.
What you mean you party to fly?
Oh, you got to get your music on because I'm also a music artist.
I see.
And so if you put the Fly Lawyer in your music platform, you get my whole catalog. You get songs like "Baby I'm Fly," as you can see my outfit says "Baby I'm Fly." You get Maybach and Rolls-Royce, which is the cars that I drive. You get You Classy and Fly. And my latest 2 songs is called Fly Justice, where you call Jackie for that Fly Justice and I won't let you sit in that cell. And then I just made one for the OGs now, not for me.
Not for you.
Because I'm not an OG.
Okay. You ain't no OG?
No.
What are you?
I'm just older in age, but I'm fly. And the song is called "I'm Not a Sugar Daddy, but I Can Sure Sprinkle" on all music platforms.
Oh man,
yeah,
I hear you. I'm not a sugar daddy, but I can sure sprinkle.
I can get your hair done, get your nails done, and being with the Fly Lawyer, you're always gonna feel good.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, you one of a kind, man. Good God Almighty, you got a lot of things going on, man. But it's crazy because your stint, we got to talk about the police officer stint, and then you was a judge, right? What was the craziest crime scene or craziest thing you ever seen during that time of being a police officer?
Being a police officer, obviously I've been beat up a few times, but it's the funniest thing that happened to me, but it was also very serious. We had a criminal in Atlanta called the Foot Stomper.
The Foot Stomper?
The Foot Stomper. What he would do, he would always catch women on Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta, and he would ask them what time it was. And when they look at their watch, he would stomp their feet with a metal boot and break their foot. And so you would hear them screaming, and all of a sudden he would take off running. And my supervisor said, whoever catches this guy going to get a couple of days off with pay. And so my footbeat partner, Anthony Rush, we heard this lady screaming, and Anthony had a pin in his leg, so he couldn't really run. So I chased the Foot Stomper. He got to the Atlanta Public Library. I pulled my gun out on him, and certainly you have to say things that you wouldn't normally say because he's a criminal. And but I caught him, and we ended up getting a couple of days off, but he was called the Foot Stomper.
The Foot Stomper.
Absolutely. But
in Atlanta. What year was this, man? I know some people probably watching. Like, I remember that.
1981, 1982.
So he was famous.
Called the Foot Stomper.
The Foot Stomper.
Man, he was notorious. Breaking
what time is it? As soon as the woman looked at that watch, that was his MO.
That's correct.
To do what?
And you would hear them scream, and that finally we were able to
do what was he doing?
That's all. He just wanted to break the women's feet.
Not rob them?
No, that was it. And then he would take off running. That was his whole MO.
What in the world is that?
That's why he was called the Foot Stomper. Absolutely.
What makes people want to do something crazy like that?
Mental illness is serious business. It really is.
It is.
Yes.
It is, man. So that, and then you went on the other side. So from being a police officer, running, chasing down people, doing your thing, I know with some people that got out on you before.
That did what now?
Got out on you. You was like, man, he just too fast. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. I done hit the corner a couple times on him, and I ain't, you know what I mean. I ain't got the wheels I used to have, but I used to get down. I used to be able to burn a little bit just playing football and being a D1 athlete. But I know some people that got out on you.
I can't say that they did because I had just got out the Army.
Okay.
So I was in tip-top shape.
Okay.
So when someone ran for me on foot, I got a thrill because I knew I was going to outrun them.
Oh yeah.
Now they might have gotten away in a car a couple of times, but never on foot.
Never on foot.
Absolutely.
So what made you say, I want to put up the badge and now put on the cape and be a judge?
First of all, I went from being a police officer to a lawyer. Once, not a judge, but to a lawyer, because you have to be a lawyer before you can become a judge.
Okay, so a police officer to a lawyer.
That's right. So once I graduated...
What was the mindset behind that?
I wanted to live a lifestyle of being able to live well. I mean, don't get me wrong, being a police officer is a great career.
Right.
And I could have did that for over 30 years, but I would never be able to drive Maybachs and Rolls-Royces, wear Rolexes, because your income is you work for the
You
government.
ain't gonna keep flexing now. I keep hearing you mention them cars. You gonna let me borrow one next time I come to Atlanta? I ain't gonna lie. I need the Rolls-Royce.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need to borrow that. This is the second time you said it.
Right.
I got that Maybach music.
Absolutely. Well, I got 2 Maybachs, not one.
My fault.
Right. I got the Maybach convertible and the Maybach hardtop, and I've got the
But
Rolls-Royce convertible.
Unc ain't no sugar daddy.
Right.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. It ain't adding up, but I hear what you're saying, boy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so went to law school, graduated, and after I had been a lawyer for about 2 to 3 years, and I got a call from the sheriff of Fulton County. Her name was Jackie Barrett at the time.
Got you.
And she was the first black sheriff of Fulton County.
Let me stop you real quick. So you were in school
I was in
and a police officer
Yes, I was an Atlanta police officer and in undergrad and grad school at the same time.
to be a lawyer.
No. For undergrad and grad school. I left the police department altogether and went to law school in Texas.
Okay.
That's correct. So I left the police
So how
department.
you survive? Your money stopped.
Oh, no, you have to get school loans.
Loans.
I got school loans the whole 3 years. That's how you survive in law school.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so once I graduated, came back home, and then in 1995, I got a call from Jackie Barrett, who was the sheriff of Fulton County. She said, hey, Clark Atlanta University is looking for a police chief. And I'm like, well, why would I want to be a police chief? I'm a lawyer now. And she said, well, why don't you go talk to Dr. Cole, who was the president of Clark Atlanta at the time, Thomas Cole. So I said, okay, I'll go over. So I went over, met with Dr. Cole, and I had no real interest, to be honest with you, because I was a brand new lawyer. And so he said, well, what would it take, for you to shut down your practice for a couple of years to get us through the 1996 Olympics, because the Olympics was coming. Okay. And so I said, well, I'm really not interested. I said, so let me quote him a price that I know he's really going to turn me down. So when I quoted a real serious price.
Nah, you're not gonna do that, Unc. What's the price? You're not gonna do. I knew you were trying to skip it on down. What's the price? That's how you bought that Maybach out.
I quoted him. I tripled the salary that I was making as a new lawyer, and he said, "When can you start?"
You still ain't tell me the price though, man. How many zeros was it?
So my mouth dropped. I went home. I was married at the time. I went home and told my wife, I said, babe, I'm about to shut down being a lawyer for a couple of years. So became the police chief, stayed there for 2 years. Once I finished that, I went back to practicing law. And then in the year of 2000, I actually had just finished a trial in Meriwether County, Georgia, and the mayor of Greenville, Georgia was on that jury. And when I finished the case, she came up, she said, hey, I would like for you to serve as my judge. I would love to fire my judge and hire you. I'm like, are you serious? 2 weeks later, I got sworn in as a judge. So I was a judge from 2000 to 2020. And once you
20 years.
That's correct. But I was a part-time judge, so I still had my law practice.
Okay.
In Georgia, you can still keep your law practice as long as you're a part-time judge. So I was a part-time municipal, state, and superior court judge for 20 years.
Wow.
And so after 20 years, believe it or not, I got another opportunity where the Solicitor General of Fulton County, his name is Keith Gamage, he needed someone to train his prosecutors. So he offered me the job of being a part-time special prosecutor to train his prosecutors. So I did that for 2 years. So even though I kept my law practice, then I became a prosecutor. That's why I'm the only lawyer in the history of Georgia to hold all of those positions.
Man, that's a crazy story.
Yeah, I'm him.
Yes. No, I'm not even gonna lie to you. You are him. Because you got so many referrals and so many people coming up to you, so many opportunities knocking at your front door.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You believe in God heavy, don't you?
Let me tell you, man, I every morning I wake up, the first thing I do, I give God all the praise because I know without him, there's no way I could be where I am in life. And secondly, no one can do things on their own. I've had people that I didn't even know back in the day, give me some assistance. So there are strangers that give you sometimes more help than your own family.
That's a fact.
Let me just be honest about that. And so I've had people that I didn't really know that really had my back.
That's good, man.
Absolutely.
So now you went from chasing these people to now when you became the lawyer the first time, what kind of lawyer was that?
Oh, always a criminal defense attorney. I've always been a criminal defense attorney.
So you went from putting people in jail to now keeping people out of jail.
That is absolutely correct. In fact,
how is that?
It's absolutely amazing because as an officer, you think about individual rights when you're arresting them because you got to make sure they got lawyers. But as a defense attorney, you see the whole scope of the criminal justice system. So my job, whether you're innocent or guilty, that's not my issue. My issue is to make sure you get a fair trial.
Right.
And if I happen to win during that process, then we're good to go.
What would you say? What's wrong with the system?
You know, I will admit, and I'm very candid when you ask me questions, the system is very biased toward African Americans. You know, people say all the time, you know, African Americans commit more crimes than any other race. You know, even though that could possibly be true, but there are just as many people who are not African Americans that commit crimes, but they're treated differently once they get into the criminal justice system. And let me explain that.
Talk to me.
Let's say you have an African American that's charged with aggravated assault, and you've got a non-African American that's charged with the same crime. And they both have no criminal history. That African American going to more than likely get anywhere from 1 to 5 years in prison on his first time offense, while that non-African American is going to get straight probation in most cases. I have a real problem with that, and that's why I fight. Now, I fight for all of my clients, no matter what your race is, but I'm going to fight twice as hard for an African American because the judges, not that all judges are racist, I'm not saying that, it's the system. But unfortunately, people make up the system. So we get a much harder sentence than people that are non-African American.
Seen that in real time on
Absolutely.
both sides.
Absolutely.
Man.
And that's why the 20 years I served as a judge, I gave justice to everyone, but I paid close attention to how I treated our people.
So being a police officer, and I don't mean to jump back to that, but I'm just thinking now, being a police officer, I'm like, man, you probably heard some of these conversations.
Oh, absolutely.
These racist, especially being in Georgia, because like, yeah, Atlanta might be filled with us.
Absolutely.
But after you get outside of that, it get real crazy
it's a whole
in Georgia.
different ball game in these smaller towns.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So you done heard some things, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I done locked this dude up. I done did some stuff that wasn't right.
Oh, no, I've never locked anybody up.
No, I'm saying you would have heard some stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I always brought that to light.
Okay. So when you was a judge,
Absolutely.
what was the craziest thing that you had to
You know, when I
judge?
served as a Superior Court judge, I presided over a jury trial where a grandfather molested his granddaughter. The granddaughter was
What?
less than 5 years old, and the defendant might have been in his 60s. And the trial was just absolutely horrendous. And the defendant's wife, who's the grandmother of the little child, really tried to cover it up. And once the evidence came out and the jury found him guilty, if I remember correctly, I gave him 80 years to serve. And I stacked it to where he couldn't get out any sooner than those 80 years. Yeah, it was just an horrendous case.
You said, hold on, a grandfather molested his granddaughter.
That's correct. And
And the mother-
the grandmother,
No, so his wife
correct.
tried to cover it up.
Absolutely. And I really wish that was the way I could have incarcerated her, because she got on the stand and lied for him completely. But unfortunately, she was not charged by the police, so I had no authority over her.
Right.
But I did talk about her when I sentenced him, to talk about how your wife tried to cover this up.
Right. So how does that work when it comes to police authority when you get in the judge, when you get in the courtroom? How does that work? What jurisdiction does the police have to say? What can the judge do? How can they throw that out?
Yeah, the police job.
And listen, I'm saying this, I don't plan on getting in trouble
Absolutely.
no time soon. I'm living good, right? But I just want to know.
Absolutely. No, the police job is solely to investigate and make the arrest.
Okay.
And then come to court and testify. That is their sole responsibility.
Okay.
It is the prosecutor's job to then prosecute the case, to gather additional evidence, bring in witnesses, including the police officer, the victim, and all those individuals.
Okay.
But my job as a judge is to be the referee. I cannot take sides for the defense nor the prosecution.
Got it.
My job is to make sure that defense get a fair trial and the prosecutor get a fair trial. And then my job is to make rulings to make sure that whatever that verdict is, that it is a fair and just verdict.
Got it.
The jury determines guilt. My
jury.
job is to be a referee.
Just be a referee.
Correct.
And
And
y'all get paid a lot of money to be a referee, though.
Oh, absolutely. And to make sure that the rules are followed between the state and the defense.
Dang.
That's correct.
But you got to be a police officer first.
No, you have to be a lawyer.
You got to be
a
a
judge.
lawyer. You got to be a lawyer to be a judge. And how long it take you to be? 4 years?
4 years undergrad, 2 years of law school, and then 4 years undergrad, 2 years grad school, 3 years of law school, and then I also have a Master of Laws, which is 2 more years.
Dang, man. I was thinking about being a judge, man, but that 8 years, I ain't got it in me.
Yeah, and I also have a Master of Laws in Trial Tactics.
Master of Law. Why you? What happened? Why you ain't been a fly judge?
Like I said, I spent 20 years, but I did that to seek justice for individuals. But my passion is truly a criminal defense attorney.
But you wasn't dressing like this or anything.
Not at all. No,
Not at all.
I became the fly. Now, I was always a well-dressed lawyer.
Okay.
But I became the fly lawyer 4 years ago when I legally changed my name, and my name is actually trademarked in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
At the patent office. And also my music label, Fly Lawyer Music, is also trademarked. And if I remember correctly, no, that's my office logo, but I have Fly Lawyer Music in tons of my outfits, but that's my music logo.
So how did this fly lawyer? How did this become? Like how did this come?
How did I get into music?
The fly lawyer. How did this name come about? How did this start?
It's pretty easy. I used to be the Bentley lawyer because I used to drive a Bentley, and let me tell you a true story. I put the Bentley on the billboard, the actual car, had it on my business cards and everything. Now I knew that could be a possible trademark infringement because that's Bentley.
Yeah.
But I said, well, it was fun. So 2 years after I became the Bentley lawyer, I got a cease and desist letter from Bentley headquarters, and it says you are using our cars on your billboards and so forth. So I must admit I was a little upset because I was really enjoying it.
Right.
But I knew I had to stop. So about 3 weeks later, I said, what can I do to make sure that the next time around, no one can ever
tell me to take it down?
So I said, you have over 300 pairs of Christian Louboutin red bottoms. That's all you wear is red bottoms. You've got the Rolex, you've got the Maybach, the Rolls-Royce, you've got Miguel Wilson collection, you've got the Keith and James. I said, you're fly. So the next day, I went to court and trademarked the Fly Lawyer. And so then I went to court and changed my name to the Fly Lawyer. So no one can ever take the Fly Lawyer. No one could ever use the name legally, the Fly Lawyer in America.
That's when you came about, the Fly Lawyer. That's how that came about.
Absolutely. So God turned that disappointment into a triumph.
I hear that. When did you get on Instagram, man?
Oh my gosh, my first Instagram name was ATL Judge when I was a judge. And then once I became the Bentley lawyer, it became the Bentley lawyer. And
so you've been on social media and things of that nature?
Since the 2000s, absolutely.
Since 2000, who put you on the internet?
Oh man,
what made you say? Because that's not normal. A lot of people, especially judges.
Absolutely. I've always.
That's an ATL thing, though.
It is because marketing. You could be the best lawyer in America, but if you're not marketing properly, you're not going to get any clients. Mm-hmm. You could be the worst lawyer in America, but if you're a great marketer, you're going to get clients. I happen to be the best lawyer in Georgia and a good marketer.
Mm. So who got you into marketing? Just saying it?
People think that I have a social media manager. I do all of my Instagram. For an example, if I'm in the country leaving court, I have a song called The Third Time Fly Charm. And that talked about how I hit on a girl 3 times, but the third time was the charm. Mm-hmm. So I'll be in my car. I've got a little magnet that I stick my camera up on. Mm-hmm. So I'm singing The Third Time Fly Charm, and you think I've got somebody with me. So I randomly do organic social media, and that's what works. You can tell there are some lawyers, they do social media. They've got this big platform. Mm-hmm. They've paid $5,000 for this one video. My marketing is completely free, but it's organic, and that's what works. Because it's organically me.
Mm-hmm. Is red the color?
It is, absolutely. I've always wanted to be a Kappa. That's why red is my color.
You always wanted to be a Kappa. Out of all the fraternities, Kappa.
Kappa, but what happened when I went to law school, I saw the Kappas on campus. They were always well-dressed. Mm-hmm. They treated the women royally, and I knew I had those 2 traits, and that's why I always wanted to be a Kappa.
Man,
yes.
That's good. The Fly Lawyer.
Absolutely.
You don't think people look at you sometimes and be like, man, this is a gimmick?
Not at all, because what they see it as being real. Because when I'm in court, when that judge say the defendant is represented by the Fly Lawyer, and they see my outfit, and they see that I'm going to win, oh, that is not a gimmick. That's the real deal. I don't have anybody that ever looks at me as a gimmick because every song that I have, all 20 of my songs, it's my real lifestyle. For an example, I've got a song called Maybach and Rolls-Royce. That's no cap. Mm-hmm. That's real. I've got a song called Baby I'm Fly. Mm-hmm. That's real. Mm-hmm. I've got a song called You Classy and Fly where it says I'm going to take you on a trip and get you. So there's no cap in my lifestyle. That's the difference. Everybody that knows me and every song that I make, it's my real lifestyle. Cap is when you're putting on something that's not you. This is my real life.
So you telling me you walking in courtrooms with chains on?
Absolutely. Oh, I never take my chain off. The jury, the judge, everybody. Oh, I'm not even me without my chain. That's correct.
And the judge never said, man, you come up here looking like a fool?
No, they come to me and say, show me what red bottoms you have on today.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you what one judge does in Cobb County. No matter when I show up in Cobb County Superior Court, the moment I walk in, he can be in the middle of a guilty plea of another client, and he'll say, fly lawyer, I've got that exact same suit that you have on in my closet. I'll say, Judge, that means you paid $10,000 for your suit. And the public just loves it. And so they treat me royally because I show them respect, they give me respect, but they know I'm not an average lawyer.
Not an average lawyer, man. So I need to know, craziest thing that you didn't police somebody with, I heard. Craziest thing that you didn't, judge. What's the craziest thing that you defended?
I have to admit,
and won.
Rarely do I lose, but this case was so difficult. The writing was on the wall. I represented an Uber driver who killed his customer. He was delivering food. It was an Uber Eats driver. He was delivering food. He could not find the person's resident. It was an apartment complex. So the person he was delivering to, on the phone, they were getting upset with each other. So finally, when my client arrived and found the apartment, the guy said, well, I'm not coming down to get the food. You're going to have to bring it up. My client said, no, I'm not coming up there. You're coming down. So the gentleman came down, and there was no audio, but you could see the video. And they were going back and forth with words. Every time that the victim walked away, he came back because they were having an exchange of words. You'll see the victim go in his pocket as if he was going in for a weapon. My client shot through the passenger window and killed him and took off. And unfortunately, the fact that he fled, that's what hurt him. And so the jury found him guilty, and the man was unarmed, by the way. He was going in his pocket. My client didn't know that he was unarmed, so I argued that my client's life was in fear. But the jury, and let me tell you that another thing that helped my client get convicted, the person that was killed, not only did he have a PhD, but his mother, his grandmother, his great-grandmother, everybody in their family was the most educated people you ever want to meet. That sunk my client. Absolutely.
How long did he get?
Life. He got life in prison. And unfortunately, to the day, he's still in prison. Absolutely.
That keep you up at night?
Not at all, because I work hard on my clients' cases, and when I'm in court fighting for you, I'm fighting. But once I leave court, I'm back to my personal life.
Right.
I never incorporate my business life with my personal life.
That's why you party all the time. You say from 9 to 5, I got you.
Yeah, from 9 to 5,
I'm locked in.
I'm gonna try to keep you out that cell.
But
on
from
the 5
weekend, to 9, what's your favorite spot?
I have to admit, there used to be a lounge called the Rose Bar, and so I hang out
The
there
Rose Bar where?
in Atlanta.
Okay.
In fact,
I'm about to say it. The Rose Bar in D.C. I ain't never see you in there popping bottles.
It's the Rose Bar in Atlanta.
Okay, the Rose
and
Bar.
I've even got that in one of my songs.
The Rose Bar in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
I ain't never heard that spot. I'm gonna check it out, man. I heard you say my wife at the time, man. I don't see no ring on the finger. What happened?
My best friend, who happens to be my ex-wife, we've been divorced 25 years. But she's
was married for how long?
We were married for 8 years. We have 2 kids.
2 kids.
My son is now 30, and my daughter's 27.
Okay.
My ex-wife, Yasmin, when we divorced, my son was 6 and my daughter was 3. And, being candid, I had just became a new lawyer and had never been a real bachelor because, bachelors have a little funds to play with. If you're single and don't have funds, you're not a bachelor. You're just single. So I had never been a bachelor. I was single. So once I became a lawyer, I started making funds, and it kind of got the best of me. So the infidelity, I cheated on my wife, so she divorced me. But we were best friends for the 25 years we were divorced. And she died in February of this year. And man, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. In fact, before she died, I made a song for her called Yasmin, My Best Friend. So I presented that to her about a year or 2 ago, and man, it just made her day. Then the following year, I gave her a matching chain, the Fly Lawyer, because she was my best friend.
Right.
The whole time we were divorced, there was nothing she wouldn't do for me and nothing I wouldn't do for her. And so when she died this past February, that was the toughest thing I've ever had to go through. And so once she died, I also made a song about her, and it's called Yasma, My Best Friend. And also a second song called Yasma, Her Heavenly Birthday. So I have 2 songs dedicated to my ex-wife, who happens to be my best friend.
8 years, man. Dang. And she passed away, man. God rest her soul. Yes. That's crazy how y'all could be best friends and never get back. Like, what was the point of divorcing?
Well, you know.
Well, it was probably her pride because you stepped out.
Oh, let me tell you, I knew from the day we got married that if I ever cheated, that would be no.
Oh, she was one of them. She wasn't having it.
Because she would never cheat on me.
Right.
And I never even questioned that.
Right.
But as a young lawyer, you know, I have to admit, you know, the temptation got the best of me, and it's the biggest regret I've ever had. But thank God she didn't forget, but she forgave me. And man, for those 25 years that we raised our kids, she was the greatest thing that I've ever had. And that's why when I went to the mall, if I bought myself cologne, I got her perfume. On her birthdays, for an example, I gave her $10,000 in cash on one of her birthdays. When I had COVID, I lived with her for 6 months. She took care of me for 6 straight months. I couldn't take care of myself. And so that's why one of my songs talks about how she took care of me with COVID. I would do anything for Yasma. And man, let me tell you, when she passed, my world shattered, and it's never been the same.
Man, that's a crazy story to hear. So you wasn't down with the marriage, you was down with the situationship.
Well, you know, keep in mind.
That was a situationship, but she was a real one. Like, y'all really had a real bond.
Oh, yeah, man. Our friendship was solid as forever.
How old were you when y'all divorced?
42, I believe.
42.
And she died when I was 66, and she was 65. But we were best friends that whole time.
That's good.
Absolutely.
And y'all had no problems with y'all kids?
Oh, not at all. We raised our kids, man. In fact, the first year that we were divorced, my kids didn't know it because I stayed at their house until they went to sleep every night. For the first year, I didn't date at all. I just stayed at their house. Then once they went to sleep, that's when I left and went home.
So how was the fly? How could you date somebody else with knowing that your ex-wife is your best friend?
Well, keep in mind, being your best friend is not your lover. That's 2 different things.
Women don't see it like that.
But my ex-wife did. Yes, my ex-wife did.
The women you dating don't see it like that. Your ex-wife can see it like that, right?
Absolutely.
She getting the benefits, you taking care of her, you showing up, you raising your kids, we got kids together. Yes, she can see it, hey, listen, we can kick and be cool. But the woman on the other side that want you, that want to be fly with you in that Rolls-Royce?
Well, keep in mind now, these are women that I dated. We were not getting married.
You kept it, hey, listen, we just dated.
I was always honest.
Okay.
I told her I believe in relations, not relationships. That's 2 different things. Yeah, I can treat you like a lady, take you out, have a great time, but don't fall in love, because I'm a guy, I fall in love with you as a great friend and treat you like a lady. I haven't met that person that made me want to fall in love and get married again. Yeah, but so I'm a relations guy, not relationships.
And that's what you tell them?
Correct. And they respect it.
I'm using that.
And that's why I've never had any issues with my ex-wife in dating. Every woman that I dated knew about my ex-wife, Yasma. And if they never questioned it, because they knew from the beginning that was my best friend.
Right. And you set the ground level. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm a relations guy, not relationships.
Yeah, because if you're honest up front, you'll be surprised what a woman will accept, what a woman will accept.
That's a fact.
Because they want honesty. And that's why these people that get involved in polygamy, I don't do that, but the people that do it, they're honest with these women, and that's why these women accept it. But you got to be honest about what you want and what you expect.
Nah, The older I get, I start to realize that, man. Like, you really got to be honest. Like, you can't be doing this. Like, for me, I was a repeated offender, right? Like, I just could not handle myself for some reason. I didn't know what was going on with me. But I realized it was a spirit. But the older you get and you want to be honest, like, hey, listen, I can kick it with you, but this is what the situation is. They respect that more.
That's true. Because a woman left some lipstick at my house one night. Man, I called up. I said, hey, where can I meet you at? Because I don't let people leave things at my house, because that's how they start feel like, I can cook for you, those kind of things.
Okay.
So I say, hey, where can I meet you to give you your lipstick back?
Then pulled up in a Rolls-Royce and dropped the lipstick off.
No, I was in the 2-door Maybach that
night. Oh, man. So that's crazy, man. So you picking these women up singing to them.
Man, it's crazy. But the thing about it, it's real.
It's real.
My songs are real. Right.
Man, I need to hear something, Oak, man. What's your favorite one?
Let me pull one out. For you.
Yeah, I need to hear something, man.
And this is my latest song, and it's called "I'm Not a Sugar Daddy, but I Can Sure Sprinkle."
I'm not a
I'm gonna
sugar
give you just a
daddy,
little
but I
bit
can
of it.
sure sprinkle.
Absolutely.
The fly, Jackie, the fly lawyer is
Absolutely.
going crazy. Put it up to that mic.
In the city lights where the stars come out,
Let me hear you. Oh,
there's a man with a heart, no need to shout. Yeah. Calling the fly lawyer, smooth and fine. He'll take your place and make you feel divine. No sugar daddy, but he knows the score. Sprinkling sweetness, always want more. Take a trip together, just you and him. With a gentle touch, she'll make your world brim. I'm not a sugar daddy, but I sure can sprinkle a little love here, a touch of twinkle. Get your hair done, nails painted bright. With the fly lawyer girl, everything feels right. So come and get some sugar sprinkled on you.
yeah. Talk that talk. Oh,
Come on and get that sugar, baby.
come on.
Get your hair and your nails done.
Go get that sugar.
Right.
Get some sprinkled, man. Lord.
Every day with the fly lawyer is pure fun.
Man.
No need for the titles. I'm building that throne.
Man.
Every sprinkle, you'll never feel alone.
Man. You writing these lyrics?
Absolutely.
Man, Lord
Absolutely.
have mercy. The fly lawyer.
You know, man.
I know they want to be with you.
You know, man, I'm just having fun, living life to the fullest.
That's
I
good.
keep people out of jail during the week, and I party with them on the weekend. And fellas, you know, if you're out here dating, the number one thing that you got to remember is just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be surprised how far you'll be able to get with these ladies if you just be honest and tell them exactly what you'll do and what you won't do. Absolutely.
Because I'm looking at you right now, and I'm like, man, you ain't got no worries in the world.
Not at all.
Because you ain't got nobody blowing your phone up.
Not at all.
Not last night, not at the concert, no nothing.
No, well, you know, I mean, they did hit on me last night, but you know, I kind of had them lurking. In other words, you know, I introduced Shake Man, so just follow me on Instagram, and then I keep it moving.
Oh, say you can Google me.
Right.
You want to know more about me? You can
That's
Google
right.
me.
I'm the fly lawyer. You know, just hit me up, right?
Man, they gonna be in them DMs.
You know, and it's amazing. You know, and speaking of DMs, right? I told you I'm honest now.
Talk to me.
You know, when I get a DM, you know, and if it's somebody that's you say, oh, it's nice to meet you, you know, that kind of. But if it's somebody you know that's not your type, say, oh man, my girlfriend will kill me. I can't do this.
Man, Uncle player from the Himalayas, man. When you start music?
Oh, 4 years ago.
4
when
years
I
ago.
became the fly lawyer.
What made you want to start music?
Let me tell you what happened.
Talk to me.
There's a rapper named Stunner. Stunner is the best rapper. He wrote the first 8 of my songs. We co-wrote it, the first 8. And so I told Stunner, I said, hey, if I keep you, his brother was in trouble with the law, facing 8 years in prison with a felony drug charge and gun charges. And he had another lawyer. I said, look, if I keep your brother out of prison, will you make me a song? I got all the felonies dropped, got him 3 months in the county jail on a misdemeanor.
Okay.
About 2 weeks later, Stunner sent me a song called Win For You. So I said, man, I'm going to just start using this as my marketing. And lo and behold, I'm now on my 20th song. So that's the way it started.
20th song.
Yes.
That's the way it started. Wow, keeping somebody out of jail. That's
correct.
And they send you the song.
That's correct. It was called Win For You.
And now, what's the album called?
I do individual singles.
Individual singles.
So I've got 20 different singles on, and if you just put the Fly Lawyer in your music platform, every one of them will pop.
And now I can hear that sprinkle on you.
That's correct.
I can't wait. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Absolutely.
I ain't got no Maybach or nothing, but I got a little G-Wagon. I can't wait. I'm gonna sprinkle on you.
And ladies, I want you to know I've got a new song coming out. I'm gonna wait for another 60 to 90 days, but it's for the ladies now. Mm-hmm. And the name of the song is gonna be When a Good Man Is Fed Up.
When a good man is fed up.
When a good man is fed up.
Dang. Dang, okay. I gotta hear that
Absolutely.
one because I know Robert came with that when a woman's fed up. He came with that one.
This is when a good man is fed up. So I did the reverse of it.
I see.
Absolutely.
I gotta hear this one. That sounds good.
Absolutely.
Man, you living life, enjoying yourself, man. What's next for you?
You know, man, if my life stays like it is for the next 50 years, I would have no right to complain because every day I wake up, it's always exciting and something new. Whether I'm defending clients or whether I'm doing new music, whether I'm out joyriding. I also have a Harley trike. I have a 3-wheeler Harley.
Okay.
And so I ride motorcycles and just have a great time. I try to get away to a different island about every 6 weeks.
Every 6 weeks, a different island.
From Friday to Sunday.
You going by yourself or you taking
I
something?
always go by myself. I go over, get a little, do a little partying, meet a few people. You know, you got to let the ladies lurk. I don't really do anything.
Okay.
I just say, hey, you know, hit me up at the Fly Lawyer, then I come on back home.
Man, so what's legacy look like for you, man? What is that thing that you want to leave? I think you said your son is 30, your daughter's 27. What's that thing that you want to leave behind?
You know, I think the legacy that I would want to leave is really the thought of just passing it forward, because so many people has passed things to me to get me to where I am. I really enjoy passing forward. So for an example, a random lady hit me up on Instagram probably about maybe 2 weeks ago. And she said, Fly Lawyer, she said, my daughter met you at a restaurant and you took a picture with her. She said, my husband has stage 4 cancer and he is not working and we're about to really get our lights turned off. She said, can I borrow $200 and I'll pay you back? I said, no, ma'am, you can't borrow anything, but I'm gonna give you $300. So I cashed out her $300. She thanked me. It's about giving back.
Oh, giving back.
Correct.
You just living. You giving me energy right now.
Thank you, my guy. Thank you.
Good God Almighty. I got to ask you some questions, man, because I got to know where your brain is, man. Favorite luxury car?
You know, I have to admit, it's the Rolls-Royce 2-door convertible Dawn. Even though I have the 2 Maybachs, I've got a satin white with red interior with satin white rims. It's just the only car like that in the whole United States.
Man, I'm gonna come. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna come take a picture with it next time I'm in the area.
I got you.
I gotta put that. How you put that Bentley on your thing? I gotta put that one
I
on.
got
I gotta put that on my Instagram. And say,
Absolutely.
listen, I'm riding with Oak today. We fly.
Absolutely.
Best dressed lawyer besides yourself?
I would probably have to say there's 2 lawyers. One is his actual name is the super lawyer. His name is Reginald Green in Atlanta, Georgia, and attorney Steve Fowler. Those are the 2 best dressed lawyers. I mean, they fly. I mean, they're my great friends. The super lawyer Reginald Green and the Steve Fowler law firm, Steve Fowler.
That's good, man. Favorite song you recorded?
The one that I've always, the one of all of them.
Yeah, your favorite song that you recorded?
It would have to be Fly Lawyer Sauce. It talks about all of my drip. Fly Lawyer Sauce.
Fly Lawyer Sauce. Okay. One misconception about lawyers?
You know, the misconception about lawyers is that they really don't care about the client, that they really just want to get paid. Don't get me wrong, there are lawyers that have that type of attitude, but the majority of lawyers that I know and that I come in contact with, they really care about justice and making sure the client is served. Because I believe that if you care about the client, the money will come. Absolutely.
One word that your clients would describe about you?
Competent.
Competent. Competent. When you walk in that courtroom, they know.
Absolutely.
I got a strong possibility of beating this thing.
Of going home.
I'm going home.
Absolutely. I've had over 1,400 jury trials. You won't ever find a lawyer in Georgia that's ever had 1,400 jury trials.
1,400 jury
Correct.
trials. Man.
I mean, if you
And
find,
you still look young.
if you find that lawyer, you want to introduce him to me because I'm the only one.
And you still look young.
Thank you, my guy. I'm 66 years old.
I don't know how you do it. All that stress, trial, and
See, that's just
then
it.
you just let it go.
When I'm in trial, I'm not stressful. I'm about winning. Yeah, when you're thinking about winning, that is not stressful.
That's good, man. So how big is the team now?
Oh, I'm the only lawyer in my firm.
The only lawyer in your firm?
I don't believe in sharing the money like that. So I'm the only lawyer in my firm.
Okay.
I have an office manager named Nora, and I have a senior paralegal named Jazz. I pay them so well, and that's why I'm able to shop and be on different, because they really keep me straight in the office.
That is good.
Absolutely. Yeah, when resumes come in, I don't even open them. I really don't, because this is the only team that I'll ever have.
I love it, man. What's one of the things that you want somebody to know about? You got some things like you want some people who are watching this to know about the Fly Lawyer.
You know, believe it or not, I'm really shy. People don't really know that.
Oh, why
really
are you lying to me?
No, I really
Why
am.
are you lying today?
My public persona is totally different than my private life. That's the difference. But people would never believe that I'm shy, but I really am. But since I'm in the public's eye, that's the side that you get to see.
You know what's crazy? I'm the same way. Like, people always see when these cameras are off, man, you shy, you don't really talk.
Right.
I really don't.
Absolutely.
When you cut these cameras on, baby, it's showtime.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. Yeah.
It's showtime. I'm the same exact way. People always say that, like, man, when I see you, you're very calm, cool, collective. I be like, listen, when them lights is bright, it's time to perform.
That's correct.
Other than that, I'm just chilling. I'm in my own essence. I'm enjoying my life, and I'm thanking God.
That is correct. You hit it dead on the nose.
For sure, man. So you check out, let them know where they can find you, man.
Sure.
Let them know where they can tap in. Hear the music, hear the sprinkle, hear the, not the sugar daddy.
It's pretty easy. Since I'm him, all you got to do is just put in the Fly Lawyer, whether it's on any music platform, Instagram, Facebook, and there's only one Fly Lawyer on the entire planet, because every time you see me, I put on something new. Mm-hmm. And so the Fly Lawyer is where you can find me.
Every time they see you, man. Yeah, listen, MTV, I might have to come back and do his crib, because we got to see this closet. We got to see what them pieces look like, man. So the Fly Lawyer, man, it was great chopping it up with you.
Let me
great
tell
to
you,
see you in the DMV.
You know, I've been honored to be on the Living Proof podcast, and I think you're doing a great job for the community. Being here in the D.C. area, I really can't thank you enough.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, man. So listen, y'all, do me a favor. Make sure y'all go follow The Fly Lawyer on everything. Make sure y'all Google him. Listen, go on Spotify, go on Apple Music, go listen to the songs, go jazz out. I know that's what I'm about to do, man. So today, I told y'all I had somebody special. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned something. And if you in Georgia and you in trouble, you know who to call.
Absolutely. And by the way, when you listen to my music, go ahead and take a video of you listening to my music and just tag The Fly Lawyer, and I'll appreciate it.
Just tag it. I might do that today. I might just get a little, I might just shake a little something. Be like, listen, Fly Lawyer, throw me on your Instagram for some marketing, right? You may have some products or services that you may need to get off, man. But listen, y'all, today I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Listen, we are out. We'll catch you on the next episode. Let's get it.